All right, welcome to our class. I'm so excited that you guys are here. This is like a big step, investing your time into learning a new craft or expanding your skills. And by taking classes like this, you really start to take little nuggets away and store them in your back pocket. And this is how you start to develop style ideas that you can implement in your videos going forward. So we're going to talk about style. What even is style? Style is the visual language that you use to tell a story. So style can really mean a lot of things. It could be the way your videos are edited, the music choices that you're using, the fonts and titles that you're using in your videos, what's actually in the shots, and also the colors that you're incorporating in your set, the way you color grade your videos, and the types of shadow tinting you might use, or the way you shoot your videos in terms of a picture profile that you want to choose. These things all play into style and the way your videos look. Oftentimes we're drawn to certain types of films or certain YouTube channels based on the way they look. This might not always be obvious to you, but take note next time you're watching a video or a movie, and if you like it, really analyze the shot and try to figure out why you like it to see how style plays into the shot. Knowing what your style is not going to happen right away. So don't worry if you don't have a style right now. It kind of all comes together with time. And when it comes to style, there's no right or wrong way to go about it. It's all based on personal preference. The more things that you include in your shot that you like, that represent you, makes your shot more unique and more on brand for yourself. You might be asking yourself, why should I care about style? Why is this important? And there's a couple of reasons for this. One is to be uniquely yourself. It's kind of difficult to set yourself apart from everybody else online. Social media is so blocked full of content. And I think coming up with your own style or developing your own style that represents you is going to make you stand out from the crowd and make it a little more unique. Also, it offers a little bit of structure as well. When you're not really sure what format you should go with your videos, or what to be posting on Instagram, or what your thumbnails should look like, when you have a style in place, it's almost like a little guide to show you what direction to go in when it comes to developing those thumbnails or developing video ideas for your channel. When I started our YouTube channel, it was basically just to document our life. There was no real direction, and the stories kind of ended up being just this run and gun mishmash of like, document life, this is a family memory video, and there wasn't really a value added kind of moment to these videos that we were making. So over time, as we developed style in the edit, it gave us a framework into figuring out what kinds of videos we're going to be making and how to tell those stories properly. So for example, we kind of have a couple of different formats we use on our channel. We have like a vlog format, which is kind of just run and gun, and we just follow whatever the story is happening, but it's color graded in a way that matches all of our other videos, as well as the thumbnail matches the rest of the thumbnails on our YouTube channel. But then when it comes to a tutorial, that's a little bit more of a structured style of video where we either answer a question or give a problem at the beginning of the video, and then we want to answer that problem or question during the video, which is like a value or takeaway moment. And then we have kind of like a title screen that comes down. And now we know when we are making, a tutorial or project video that that's the format we're going to go in. And now we know exactly what we need to shoot and say in that video to deliver that format in that specific style that we've chosen. And then when it comes to storytelling, there's even different styles in editing that we like to rely on when it comes to those things. So for example, when something funny is happening, we like to toss in a really silly track. And kind of just like hold on clips or zoom in on little facial expressions to hopefully make the audience laugh. And those moments for me, the entertainment factor is the value. Or if we want to flip and talk about something a little more serious, we can look at this clip where it's a little bit more of a serious, faster paced, conceptual type of edit.
So this is how my work schedule looked. 5:30 a.m. SkyTrain. Get to the hospital at 6 a.m., prepare for rounds. 6:30 to 7 a.m., consent first patient, get a viscera.
There's still some style there that works with our look because it's color graded in the way that we color grade all of our videos. And we're also using fonts that we use in other videos. So these are ways that we've kind of pulled style into our edits, and it makes some of these big decisions a lot easier when you're making videos every single week. We're going to be using my style as an example in today's class, but my style is not going to be the same as your style. And that's okay. That's why we're going to be talking through these techniques and concepts so you can use your own unique eye to create your own style for your videos. So there are a number of concepts that we're going to talk about in today's class. The first one being setting your tone. And this all happens before filming takes place because this is where the style is really going to be developed. I'm also going to throw in a couple of tips on how you can art direct your own videos using props and wardrobe. We're also going to be talking about editing, so assembly, pacing, putting together that puzzle, bringing that style through, and just improving storytelling right in the edit. And then we're going to touch on music and the importance of sound design. This is where that style is coming through as well. The type of music you're going to choose for your video will play through in how your video feels to your audience. We're going to briefly touch on color grading and how you can bring that style through the color palette in your videos. This can go as in-depth or not in-depth as you'll like, and we'll touch on that later. We're going to talk about titles and visual effects and how you can incorporate some of those things without having to use After Effects or understand animation. And then towards the end, we're going to talk about expanding your style, kind of creating this cohesive look and brand throughout all your social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and your website even. We're going to be pulling in a couple of examples from my channel, the first being our most recent helicopter travel series called Heading East, where we created this 5-episode series, which we fully branded out from the logo to the color scheme, the art direction of the videos, and then the whole edit itself. And then we're going to see how that contrasts with something a little more simpler like a vlog. If you want to follow along by picking up an old project that maybe is feeling a little bit stale, you can use some of the concepts that we talk about in today's video to rework that project. You can use whatever editing software you like. I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere Pro because that's my favorite, but the concepts apply no matter what you're using. You don't need to be a professional editor to follow along on today's class. You just kind of have to have the camera basics down pat and kind of understand how editing software works. And then we're going to talk through how to incorporate style into your edits so you have a couple of new tools that you can play with when you go to edit your next video. So if you're looking to level up your editing skills or up your production value, this class will definitely help you do that. It will help you create a cohesive look throughout your channel, throughout your social medias, and set you apart from everyone else. What I want you to do now is pick an old project that you kind of need to rework or look at with fresh eyes and get ready, because in the next lesson, we're going to talk about setting your tone in your videos. And then later we're going to get into editing.